Hey, Wolfie here of Couch Team Gaming. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to climb the Felwinter Peak mountain, the jumping puzzle. Now, know that it's a bit tricky. It was made by Bungie after all, and we know how Bungie likes to trick us from time to time, especially those of you that have been around since day one of Destiny. But before we hop into it, remember to drop a like on the video if it does help you out, if you enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel. With that being said, let's climb a mountain. Alright, now the first thing I would suggest doing is maxing out your agility. They say agility has an effect on the height of your jump, so be sure to do that to make the jumping as simple as possible. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head on up over to the left. Keep going up to your left until you see a wolf, and you'll also see a wolf statue. Now, I got a little lost here myself, but what you want to do once you're there is you want to go a little behind the statue towards the mountain, and then hop up on top and then walk over to the right. Now be careful with the next part because it may look like you can go all the way forward and then make the jump, but you can't. You'll actually get pushed off like I just did there. So try to make the jump on top of the rocks in front of you without actually touching them at the beginning of the jump. Once you do that, just keep heading on up. The platform is pretty easy to follow. Keep going up. Now once you reach this point, it gets a little tricky because the ledges get smaller. There's a tiny ledge right here that you can hop up onto. Hop up onto that, and now be careful because this is a spot where Bungie's trying to trick you. Because once you're up on top of that, you'll think to yourself, okay, I could jump right and up to the next one. Make sure you're not too close to the wall or else you'll get pushed off when trying to do that. Hop on up and then keep heading up from there. Once you've reached this part right here, you want to go ahead and head on over to the left. Now, it looks like you can go over to the right, but you don't want to go that way. That's Bungie trying to trick you there. So head on over to your left, make this huge jump, and then you've got another jump. Make that. Now this part here is a little tough. You're going to need to run and jump for this part. The gap looks like you might be able to make it without doing that, but trust me, you have to run and jump. And be sure to go up. It looks like you can go down, but going down is actually a trap. If you go down, there's no way to get back on this ledge here. You have to jump off and get back here again. So go ahead, run, and jump at the very last moment, and you'll make it over to the other side. Once over there, keep heading on up on this little pathway to the left. You're gonna make a right, and then you're going straight up. Just keep hopping up here like we're doing now. Keep going up. Be careful because the ledges are getting smaller as you do go up. And also be careful for being too close when you jump. As you saw there, we got thrown back a little bit. So keep going up, and then we have this little opening here. Now this is another tricky spot that you want to be careful of. Now you're going to want to hug it to the left and jump over, but if you do that, you'll see that you're not able to make the jump. So move a little to your right and then hop up and continue going up from there, but be very careful as the ledges do get smaller. Once you're here in this spot, be careful with jumping because to your right and above you there are ledges sticking out which can knock you off when you jump straight up, so be very careful about that. Keep going forward and hopping on up. Now from here, you're pretty high up. Take in the view. Be sure to take it in because you're probably not gonna like the next part. Now go ahead and turn to your right. You see this gap right here? You have to make the jump across to keep going up. Yeah, I told you, you might not like the next part. And there we go. He makes it, no problemo. It's a pretty simple jump. It looks very difficult, but it's very simple. Whoops. And there we go, falling on the next one. It's a pretty simple jump. You don't really need to run too much to make it to the other side, even though it looks complicated. So just hop on over, and then be careful with the next jump after hopping over. Because if you're too close to the wall and you jump straight up, you'll get pushed off, like I just did. From there, keep following the pathway up to the left. Once you reach this spot right here, turn to your right, and you'll see a gap which you need to jump across. You have a pretty big space to land on, so there shouldn't be any problem with this. Keep walking on down once you hop across, and as you can see, the ledges, they're getting smaller again. Keep hopping on up. You're going to want to go over to the right for this part because the right makes it easier. Hop onto the right and then follow it up. Now once you're up top here, turn to your left, and there's a small gap you're going to have to jump across. Be careful because you will get pushed off if you're too close to the mountain when landing. So hop across and then turn to your right and keep going up. And once again, it'll probably look like the ledges are getting even smaller. Them getting smaller is a sign that you're going the right way. So keep heading on up. Once you're here, you're going to have to turn around and then you're going to jump out towards the right. From there, keep heading on up until you can turn to your right and see a fire. And once you see the fire, you've pretty much made it to the end. You've just got one final jump and that's it to complete the jumping puzzle. Now that you've made it to the very end, be sure to check around the fire to find a Siva fragment. Also, if you look around, there's a pretty nice view of everything. And there's actually a little secret to get back down to the bottom without going to orbit. You can actually survive the jump from up here all the way down to the bottom. Yes, you can survive the jump. It's kind of tough to make, so it may take a few tries. But go ahead and have fun jumping down the mountain. So that right there is how you climb Felwinter's Peak and some of the secrets around. Remember to drop a like in the video if it did help you out and subscribe to the channel for future videos. Good luck out there, Guardian.